Hi there. This is my 5-point sales pitch for the library's databases. Because using the library's databases for your research paper is better than using Google, and it's also easier once you get the hang of it. Number one, databases store a lot of information in one place. So you can do a Google search and you can find some great stuff there. Let's say you're looking for a newspaper article. So you do a Google search, you find a newspaper article from the LA Times. Pretty good. But you need another one. So you go back to Google and you find another article from the New York Times. You could have just gone to one database that has dozens of newspapers in it and just done one search and gotten results from all of those different newspapers instead of using Google to go to each separate newspaper's website. So one place, lots of sources when you use the databases. Two, the databases filter out a lot of junk. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on Google, especially if you use Google Scholar, but there's still also going to be a lot of junk, a lot of stuff that's not useful, either because it's too old or because it's not trustworthy. Because remember, anyone can publish on the web. And so you're going to get random anything from random anybody. And so you can zoom right in on the sources that are going to be most useful by using all the great filters that you can find in the databases. So if you just want academic journals, you just assign a filter. If you just want newspapers, there's a filter for that too. If you only want sources from the last year, then there's a filter for that. So you can filter out a lot of the stuff that's not useful. And so that way you have less to look at and it's more likely to be useful to you. Number three, when you do a search on the web using Google, you're only getting the stuff that these publications are sharing for free, but they have to pay their bills, they have to pay their writers. And so the way that they do that is by selling subscriptions to their publications. But you don't have a subscription to all of these hundreds or thousands of publications, but the library does. And so you're going to get access to the content that you would otherwise have to pay for, right? So if you've ever been trying to read an article on the web from a newspaper and then you hit a paywall and it says, you've already reached your 2 articles for this month or whatever it is. Well, the library actually subscribes to a bunch of these publications so that you're going to get that content that you'd have to pay to get because the library does. So you're getting access to that paid content. Number 4. The databases that are available from the library, those are chosen by our librarians. And our librarians are the experts on our student population. They talk to students, they talk to professors, so they know the kinds of research papers students are working on and the kinds of questions that they ask. And so the publications that they've chosen to include and the databases they've chosen are selected specifically for our student population. So instead of going onto Google where you have like the whole universe of information, it's carefully curated specifically for you by our experts in the library. And number 5, the databases will create your MLA citations for you. That's going to save you a lot of time. You don't have to go to EasyBib. You don't have to create the citations from scratch. You can just double check them in case there are any small errors here and there. But for the most part, they're going to be correct, especially in the databases that I'll recommend to you in class. So you just copy and paste, put it on your works cited page, and you're all set. And those are my top 5 reasons why the databases are better than Google for your research paper.